For the first 15 years of Katie's life, she was homeschooled in Africa by her zoologist parents. She mostly interacted just with her parents and the animals of the wilderness. So now, when her family returns to the US, she has to learn how to socialize for the first time. But as it would turn out, high school is a bit like a jungle in its own way, and she has trouble adapting. But then one day, she's invited to eat with the Plastics, a small elite group of mega popular girls, led by the queen bee, Regina George. She's reluctant at the start, but she's pushed into it by her only friends at school, so they can hear gossip about Regina. But as Katie spends more and more time with the Plastics, she starts to turn into one of the mean girls. Mean Girls is a coming-of-age comedy from 2004, and since its release, it's developed a bit of a pop culture status. It's heavily quoted by people in the know, and it's a generally well-liked movie. It's directed by Mark Waters, who directed the Freaky Friday remake, also starring Lindsay Lohan. Mean Girls was written by Tina Fey, who also stars the math teacher, and it has Amy Poehler, who plays the cool mom of Regina George. Regina George being played by Rachel McAdams, in quite possibly her most beloved performance to date. It also stars Lacey Chabert and Amanda Seyfried as the other Plastics. One of this movie's biggest strengths is its cast. Every performance stands out, every character is funny, and nobody here feels out of place. It seems like everyone is having a lot of fun on set. The chemistry is good, it all clicks. But that doesn't really do anyone any good if the movie isn't actually funny. But of course it's funny, largely because of the cast, and largely because the writing is great. This is a laugh-a-minute movie, and the sharp dialogue is one of the biggest reasons for that. But this movie isn't a stale, dialogue-driven improv flick. This movie is filled with a bunch of visual gags. It gets really goofy, dumb, and oddly surreal. And with its quick and steady pace, and a lot of the Mean Girls shenanigans, there's a lot to laugh at. Mean Girls is an easy movie to recommend, because it never stops cracking jokes. It's constantly moving forward, and it's a quick and easy commitment. Worst case scenario, you don't find it very funny. That's an hour and 40 minutes wasted. Best case scenario, you become obsessed. It becomes your favorite movie. You start calling things fetch. You ask your parents for the Nintendo DS game. And you start wearing pink on Wednesdays. This is one of those teen movies that might really resonate with its target audience, because it's pretty relatable. Most people have been personally victimized by someone like Regina George. Most people know what it feels like not to fit in. It's an uplifting movie about loving yourself, to not put others down, to lift yourself up, to own up to your own mistakes, and to push yourself to be better. But all this also feels only half sincere, because the movie is so mean-spirited and over the top that it kinda undermines some of these moments. But this isn't a misstep for the movie, it's a social satire. It's a little outlandish. This is a bad-mouthed, baby pink, crude comedy targeted to teenage girls, yet being fully enjoyable for any guy in his 30s. If you haven't seen it, I'm a pusher, and I'm pushing you to watch this movie. That's just like the rules of feminism.
We'd walk around campus like outcasts, thinking, why can't I be me, was our motto. Anti-plastics, lip gloss and gossip addicts. Make noise for the boys to get their ass kicked. Used to be one of a kind, like an excess. Now you're just inaccessible like the rest.